Hey, so Bitcoin just hit its highest daily close in history and price might not be done yet. In this video, I'm going to talk about how high I think Bitcoin can go this week. Not next week, not next year, but this week. I'll also talk about, is it alt season yet? Because I know most of you watching, you love altcoins. And you know that when it's alt season, it's time to make money. And that's really what we're going to answer. Is it time to make money in this market finally? And we'll make sure to look at a chart at the end of the video that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure to stick around for that. If you've not yet liked and subscribed to the channel, I want you to go ahead and do that because each and every week we break down the market here on the channel. And if you like uptrends and if you like green candles, then you need to hit the like button because that's what we're going to talk about today. This Bitcoin chart is the weekly chart and it looks fantastic. We've been in an uptrend since late March, early April. And this is what I want to show you is that you want to follow these moving averages on higher time frames. That's the weekly, that's the daily. If price is bouncing and staying above these on higher time frames, that means that we're in an uptrend overall. And if you can see this orange line, it's hard to see, but if I were to break it down, that's where Bitcoin bounced. Back in 2024, we went below it, but then Bitcoin went on to run up over 100%. Now, I want you to take a look at what just happened over the past few months, and that is in March. Bitcoin broke back down, had a pullback after the horrid stock market and crypto pullback here in January. In Q1, it was awful. Everybody lost a ton of money, 80, 90% down on altcoins. But the good news is that we hit a bottom around that same area, which is the 50 weekly moving average. And if we go ahead and put that, we're already 50% up from there. So this is what I want to show you though. On weekly time frames, how high can we go? I want to talk about how high we can go this week. If we do the same exact price action that we did over the past year, bounce off that and hit 100% from there, you're looking at $150,000 Bitcoin. Is there room to run to 150K over the next year? There certainly is. So you should be excited if you were able to get in any Bitcoin since the last 4 years, 5 years, in the last 2 months. Even if you didn't buy any until $70,000, you are up tremendously right now. But Bitcoin is looking fantastic. If we go ahead and look at the daily chart, like I said earlier, we're looking at brand new all-time daily closes in over the last couple of days. And not only that, but price actually came back down to 106, bounced off that, and continued to the upside. So how high can Bitcoin go this week and next week? Let's go ahead, break that down because there's a pattern at play for Bitcoin. And this is what I want you to take a look at. Now we're looking at the 2-hour chart on Bitcoin. This is the intraday time frame, and this is really where we're seeing a lot of the price action chop back and forth. But for me, where I'm looking at is based on how Bitcoin has been reacting since that bounce at the bottom down in the 70Ks. So since April. And so what happened was Bitcoin bounced and it actually hit around 10 to 15% up, really around 10% from there. And then what happened is you're going to see these white lines. And so basically over the next week or two, Bitcoin actually went sideways and it chopped around. It chopped people up. A lot of people were saying, we're going back down to 60K. Didn't happen. What happened after that was what exactly had happened from before. And if you take the top of a range and go up, it actually hit between 12 to 15% up from there, from the top of the previous range. It ranged again. So from April to early May, Bitcoin did the exact same thing that it did the month before. And what happens again, of course, it's not rocket science, is that Bitcoin bounces and it goes up around another 10 to 12%. And that's where Bitcoin ranged from May 8th all the way to around May 20th. And from there, what are we doing? Bitcoin price has broken above the range again. This would be the 1, 2, 3, 4th time that it's happened to do that. And what are our targets right now? Well, our targets right now is 10 to 15% higher. And so I think $115,000 to $116,000 is a perfect price to watch Bitcoin go. I also think that it can get higher than that. A lot of people are looking around this $120,000 range, which would be around 14 to 15% higher from the previous range where we were just at. So what I want you to know is that it's been following this pattern over the past 2 months. And so we see a 10 to 15% upside, a 2-week range, 10 to 15% upside, a 2-week range, pattern after pattern, and we're doing it again. And currently we are up to 112, 111, which is only around 5 to 6% up. 115 to 120K here in the next couple of weeks is definitely possible for Bitcoin, and that's the price that I want you to watch. But what you probably want to know is it alt season yet? And my answer is just possibly soon, because as you can see on the tweet right here, it's really hard to see, but basically Alex Kruger goes on to say that funding rates in most crypto exchanges are at the baseline or below it. This is the least euphoric new all-time high for Bitcoin in the history. And so basically what he's saying is that the sentiment is not even bullish yet. We've just broken to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, yet nobody's really excited about it. The timeline on crypto Twitter, there's a lot of people even on YouTube that are in disbelief right now, which goes to show you that is a very positive sign, because we can actually find market tops when there is pure euphoria in the market, when everybody wants to get in the market. That's when we tend to have local tops. That's when we tend to have those cycle tops. And this is not that time. I can tell you that right now. Being in this market for many years, this is the least euphoric I've ever seen with Bitcoin. Is it alt season yet? Potentially, like I said a few seconds ago, but we need to see Bitcoin. In order for that to happen, we need to see Bitcoin do another one of these ranges. So like I said, if we can get to 115 to 120, price peaks up out here, and then price dips back down and does this range right here for a couple of weeks, I do think that is going to set altcoins off, because of a big reason. Bitcoin is above 100K and it's at all new all-time highs. And what that screams to market participants is that it's a bullish market environment. It's time to enter, and you're going to see that liquidity and that money flow in the market overall. So yeah, I do think that if we can get Bitcoin price from 115 to 120K, pull back and go sideways for a little bit, that's when altcoins are going to potentially explode. But I can tell you this right now as well too, to prepare for that, altcoins right now I think are fine to be able to get into those. And I'll talk about that in a second, because I'm in some altcoins right now. But what you're going to notice happens as soon as Bitcoin hits 115 to 120K or wherever it tops out at, it's going to pull back probably pretty aggressively to get those late people buying in, those late people who are longing it, high leverage to liquidate those people. The market tends to do that. People who are late, it tends to punish as far as trading goes. But then as soon as it stops and goes sideways, that's when you're going to see those altcoins kind of money flow into that. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared for volatility overall for the altcoin market, especially after Bitcoin tops out, pulls back, and then I think we're going to see the money flow into it. But Bitcoin dominance right now is, you can see back in November of 2024, December of 2024, all we need is this 10% drop in price, and you're going to have a massive altcoin rally. That's what happened even here. That's when memes, that's when AI, that's when a lot of the other on-chain things went crazy, and that was just only a 10% drop in Bitcoin dominance. Now, total market cap overall, this is not counting Bitcoin, so mine is Bitcoin, but total market cap, I want to show you this as well. You can see the long-term trend there, but if I go ahead and enlarge this, you're going to notice that this 1.2 to 1.25, this area right here, $1.25 trillion in total market cap minus Bitcoin, has been an area that price has bounced off of, broke below, rejected again, and now finally, if we zoom in here, price is breaking above this, currently at 1.24 to 1.5 trillion dollars, the total market cap, and it's breaking above that finally. And I think that this is a chart that I wanted to show you, that this is a key here, knowing that we want to see this total market cap go higher. We want to see the Bitcoin dominance drop as well. Overall, if this continues to break out, if we see that sideways Bitcoin, I do believe that we can see total market cap, altcoins rally hard and get up to this 1.4 to 1.5 trillion dollar area. So as far as that goes, just want you to know about that. So if the market caps can get up there, I think we're sitting pretty, but this area has been a kind of a key area since late last year, March, April of 2024. So an important area for market cap. I do believe if it can continue to break up on the higher time frames, that we're going to see total market cap overall rally hard. And a lot of that is going to be, of course, with the on-chain coins. Now, things that I'm looking at, Ethereum, of course, it broke out of the longer term trend there. But Ethereum, again, I've had this magnet on here for $2,850. I do believe that we're still going to get that. So that's my magnet, my target right there. If price can break above 2,850 for Ethereum, I think that it may reject off that, but then it's soon enough going to go to $3,000. So Ethereum certainly has been lagging behind for years behind Bitcoin. And I do think that it will continue to go on to the upside, especially with all the fundamental news with that. XRP, again, the beauty of a lot of these altcoins, XRP, Solana, we'll take a look at a couple of these right now, is that I've got some stuff written on here, ignore it. But what I want to show you is that we're in a clear uptrend, okay? Notice the higher lows. Notice the higher lows on XRP as well. If I go ahead and show you that, that's what we want to look for. We want to look for those higher lows. We want to look for that uptrend overall. It's above all the major moving averages there on the intraday time frames, which again means to really moving averages are great for showing trends. And so we're seeing that hold in place. Again, it needs to break above the current resistance. So XRP, if we go ahead and zoom out quite a bit, you're going to notice that area of 260 being a sticky point for XRP. But don't be shocked if we have a rally. XRP has been one of those that has rallied hard for altcoins, and I expect above $3 again. Solana, same thing. I just showed you a minute ago, but this is the 4-hour chart, an uptrend on this as well. I have $200 as my line in the sand. I think a lot of people will take profits there psychologically. We're currently sitting around at 179, but don't be surprised if it can get back above 180 that it hits $200 sooner rather than later, especially if Bitcoin can get back above, can actually hit 10 to 15% higher from the previous range and go sideways for a couple of weeks. You're going to see that money flow into altcoins. And I think a lot of these majors, specifically Solana, specifically Ethereum, XRP, are going to be rewarded for that. Now, those are the safer plays as far as altcoins goes, because those are on the major exchanges. But if you want to also play other altcoins, there's a lot of other things that have been performing very well on exchanges, especially those meme coins like on Coinbase and Binance. Avalanche is one that I think can do quite well. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The thing about Avalanche is this, is that Avalanche is sitting around 6x off its all-time high at 150, currently around $25. So if we were to see that hit a new all-time high, I mean, you're going to get more out of an Avalanche spot buy here than you are probably out of a lot of the other major coins. Do I think some of the other majors can do a 5 or 6x? I do. But if you're looking at what we've seen before and how high some of these coins have gone, Avalanche continues to build. Avalanche continues. They just had an agreement with football. FIFA has actually made an agreement to work with Avalanche for their own blockchain. So I'm just saying, you have to take a look at that and take note. That is bullish for Avalanche. They're not going anywhere. And I do think that this is an opportunity for Avalanche to get in the spotlight and have a pretty good return if you look at what has been the price in the previous years. And you're going to notice the same thing as you saw on Solana and XRP. You're going to notice this uptrend here, and it actually looks really good. This uptrend for Avalanche right here, I think that we could see a lot higher, currently around $25. I think above $30, $35 is perfectly reasonable, especially if we're going to have some type of altcoin season. Then you're going to see a lot higher than that, probably a retest of 50 and above. So that is one that I'm watching. But bottom line, I want you to know that Bitcoin looks fantastic right now. Going back to this chart, what I'm watching for is exactly this: another 5 to 10% upside for Bitcoin, a pullback and sideways, and that is when money is going to flow into altcoins, and that is what I'm watching for. And right now, I am preparing to look at altcoin charts and to really prepare myself for a potential altcoin season. That's the recap. And if dominance drops and market cap continues up, then we're going to be having a very good summer in crypto. And is it time to make money? I think so. And so with that said, what altcoins are you looking at right now? What are you looking to buy? Are you looking at Avalanche? Are you looking at Solana? Are there some meme coins that you're looking at? Drop your comment below. I want to know what you're looking to buy for altcoins or for Bitcoin and crypto overall. But with that said, that's what I'm looking for right now. If you've not yet subscribed to the video, you got to make sure to do that because I'm giving these updates each and every week. I've got some pretty cool videos planned as well ahead. So you want to put on those notifications to get those updates from me each and every week because we're here to stay. It's bull market time. It's time to make money, in my opinion. And so it means it's time to make more videos and talk about the market each and every week in crypto here in the coming months. So with that said, you guys have a great, fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy the gains. Make sure to trade safe, and I will see you on the next one.